Hey everyone, before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button to join my channel and stay updated with more stories like this. I'm Brittany Larson, 31 years old. For the past 4 years, I believed I was building something genuine with the man I cared deeply for. His name was Ethan, 29, with a charming boy-next-door vibe and dreams that always felt just beyond his grasp. When we first met, Ethan had just earned his master's in marketing, carrying an MBA-sized ambition and a $78,000 student loan burden that weighed him down like a heavy chain. He'd cracked jokes about it early on, half chuckling, half in despair. I worked in IT consulting, nothing glamorous, but I was stable, thoughtful, and always planning ahead. I hoped I could be the one to ease his worries. 6 months into our relationship, I made a quiet decision I never shared with him. Through a friend at his loan servicer, I discovered a program for anonymous payments designed for companies to assist employees without tax issues. Since then, I'd been quietly sending $850 of my own money each month toward Ethan's loan principal. His statements marked it as an anonymous contribution, and he assumed it was some government relief he'd applied for. He never questioned it, and I never clarified. I told myself it was love. Love meant sacrifice, carrying someone's load without needing praise. Maybe I also worried he'd think I was condescending if he knew. So I kept it secret, watching his debt dwindle as his confidence grew. 2 weeks ago, we were at dinner with his friends, Sarah and Lauren, both married to finance guys who loved showing off their wealth. Lately, Ethan had been fixated on status, always eyeing their cars, their jewelry, their trips. I thought it was just a phase, a flicker of insecurity. But that night, after his third glass of wine, Ethan leaned back, eyes hazy, and said loudly enough for all to hear, "I feel like I'm settling." The table fell silent. My fork froze midair. Look at Sarah's ring, Lauren's car. And here I am with someone who drives a Honda and thinks Olive Garden is high-end. The air grew heavy. Lauren squirmed. Sarah's eyes flicked to me in apology. Ethan kept going. "No offense, Brittany, but I'm a catch. MBA, climbing the ladder at a top firm. I deserve someone who matches my drive, someone who can keep pace." My throat tightened, my ears rang. I stared, hoping he'd realize his words. He didn't. "I deserve a real woman," he finished, slamming his glass down. The arrogance, the public humiliation, the bitter irony that I'd paid over $52,000 of his debt while he belittled me, it stung deeply. I set my fork down, hand steady despite my breaking heart, and smiled. "You're right, Ethan." He blinked, confused, drunk. "What?" "You deserve someone on your level," I said, voice calm, almost gentle. "Let's end this clean." The table went quiet again, heavier now. Sarah whispered my name. Ethan laughed nervously, backtracking. "I didn't mean now." "No," I cut in softly, "you were clear. You want better, and I won't hold you back." I left cash for my meal, stood, and walked out. His friends called after me, but I didn't turn back. For the first time in years, betrayal burned sharper than my fear of solitude. Ethan wanted a real woman. He was about to learn what that meant. The next night, alone in my apartment, my phone buzzed relentlessly with Ethan's calls, voicemails, texts. "Brittany, I was drunk." "I didn't mean it." "You're throwing away 4 years." "I was just venting." "You know me." I didn't respond. I stared until the screen dimmed, then flipped it over. Instead, I made 2 calls. First, to my friend at the loan servicer. "I need to stop those anonymous payments," I said, voice steady, detached. She paused. "Brittany, you sure? That's $850 a month for 4 years, $52,000. My stomach churned, but I didn't falter. "Yes, cancel them." Hanging up, reality sank in. Ethan's next payment would spike to over $1,500 a month with all the interest I'd been cushioning. My support was gone. The second call was to my landlord. The lease was in my name. Ethan's credit was too weak when we moved in. I gave 30 days notice. By morning, I was on a roll, maybe petty but free. Ethan had been leaning on my life for years. My Netflix, HBO, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Costco membership, roadside assistance, even my family phone plan. He'd once asked me to cover his gym membership temporarily 2 years ago. One by one, I severed the ties. Accounts canceled, payments stopped. His phone line was cut from my plan, giving him 24 hours to set up his own. By noon, his panic began. An email from his work account. WTF, my phone's off, Netflix is down, gym payment failed. Brittany, what's happening? I didn't reply. That evening, more texts. Are you serious? This isn't funny. Call me. I poured a glass of wine, sank into my couch, and felt the weight lift. For years, I'd carried him, softened life's edges for him. He repaid me by saying I wasn't enough. Now he'd face the reality I'd shielded him from. The next week was chaos for him. Ethan called 16 times one night before I blocked him. His text swung from apologies to accusations. You're financially abusing me. How could you be so cruel? I laughed bitterly. Cruel? No. Cruel was him at that dinner, dismissing me while my hidden sacrifices kept him afloat. He wanted someone on his level. Let him see what that cost. I was free at last. 3 days later, my Ring doorbell lit up. Ethan stood there with his mother, Karen, and sister, Emily. Karen pounded the door like she was serving a warrant. Brittany, open up. We need to talk. I stayed on the couch, hit the intercom. No thanks. Ethan stepped closer, pale, frantic. Please, Brittany, something's wrong with my loans. My payment's $1,600 a month now. I can't afford it. I tilted my head, voice laced with irony. Sounds like a job for a real woman. Go find one. His eyes widened. Stop, this isn't funny. Emily crossed her arms. You're being immature. He was drunk. He didn't mean it. I let their words linger, then replied quietly, firmly. Drunk words reveal sober thoughts. Ethan's voice broke, mascara streaks on his face. Please, Brittany, I'll get evicted. I have nowhere to go. You have 27 days, I said. Plenty of time. Karen exploded. You can't throw him out. He's been paying rent. I laughed, sharp and bitter. Rent? He paid $400 toward a $2,200 apartment. I covered the rest because of his loans. Call that rent? Fine. But the lease is mine. He's a guest. Karen's face twisted with rage. You ungrateful little. After all he's done for you. I nearly choked. All he'd done? I stopped myself from spilling the $52,000 secret. Let them think what they wanted. Emily sneered. This is financial abuse. I leaned toward the camera. Abuse? He said I wasn't enough. I'm just giving him what he wanted. Silence followed, just their heavy breathing and Ethan's quiet sobs. Karen tugged his arm. Let's go. She's not worth it. They left, but Robert, Ethan's father, lingered. He'd been by the elevator, silent. He looked into the camera, eyes weary, and mouthed, thank you. Then he walked away. I set the remote down, heart racing. A bittersweet calm settled over me. At least one person in his family got it. But Ethan wasn't done. The next afternoon, my phone buzzed with screenshots from friends. Ethan had gone public on social media. When a woman shows her true colors after 4 years, cuts your phone, gym, Netflix. Financial abuse is real, guys. Be careful who you trust. This is what happens when you date down. Comments piled up. She sounds controlling. You deserve better, Ethan. Red flags. I didn't respond. Truth finds its way, and it did, fast. 3 days later, Tom, a client who owned a rival marketing firm, called, chuckling. Guess who interviewed here? He sent me the recording. Ethan strutted in, dressed in clothes he couldn't afford, boasting. I know my worth, he said. I need $120,000 minimum, plus help with my loans. My ex couldn't handle my success, and now I'm dealing with financial sabotage. I stifled a laugh. The nerve, the delusion. Tom's laughter on the tape cut through. So, someone paid your loans for years, and you called them pathetic? Ethan stammered. I don't want to talk about the past. The interview crashed. Tom didn't hire him. Word spread quickly in our city's small marketing world. Ethan's friends who'd hyped his rants went quiet as the truth leaked. Some through whispers, others through loan statement screenshots with my payments circled. The math spoke. Wait, she paid $52,000 of your debt? You messed up, man. His image as the ambitious catch cracked. But his troubles weren't over. The lease countdown ticked. 27 days to 20, then 15. I expected moving boxes on my Ring camera, but got pleas instead. Emails, blocked calls, notes under my door. Please, Brittany, one more month. I'll catch up. No one will rent to me. His dinner table words echoed. I deserve a real woman. With 5 days left, he returned with Karen, tears streaming, and Robert, silent. Please, Karen begged. He's my son. Just one more month. I hit the intercom. Your son said I wasn't a real woman. Real women don't house ungrateful exes. Her tears turned to venom. You're heartless. Robert spoke up, low. Enough, Karen. To the camera, she owes him nothing. He did this. Ethan flinched, speechless. They left, Robert lingering. Thank you, he said softly. I knew you were paying those loans. I'm sorry it cost you so much, but maybe he needed this. He walked away, leaving Ethan in the rain, shoulders slumped. I watched through the window as Ethan loaded a U-Haul. Emily helped, rolling her eyes at his complaints. He knocked one last time, alone, voice soft. Brittany, please, 5 minutes. I didn't move. Doesn't it mean anything that I loved you? He cracked. I closed my eyes. He hadn't loved me. He loved the life I provided, the safety net I wove while he chased more. The camera caught him sobbing, then trudging away. It should have hurt, but I felt lighter, like a storm had passed. Ethan, 29, MBA, earning $72,000, moved back to his parents' house. Childhood posters still on the walls. He tried hiding it, posting old trip photos I'd funded, caption living my best life. But word spread. Friends like Sarah and Lauren distanced themselves when he hinted at loans. Their husbands shook their heads. Any woman who pays $52,000 of your debt is a keeper. You blew it. Dating didn't go better. Emily told me he scared off guys with financial interrogations before dessert, once sending a spreadsheet of relationship expectations. His company caught wind of his social media rant accusing me of abuse. HR issued a professionalism warning. His failed interview at Tom's firm killed his promotion chances. He wasn't fired, but his golden path dimmed. I redirected the $850 monthly to myself. Investments, trips, small joys I'd skipped. Then I met Gregory, a paramedic with a rattly pickup, rich in kindness, not status. On our second date, he insisted on splitting the check. Relationships are partnerships, he said. I nearly cried. I'd lived that word for years without reciprocation. Months later, an email from Ethan slipped through. Brittany, I was wrong. Not just that night, but always. I measured your worth in money while you measured mine in love. You invested in us, and I threw it away. I'm not asking forgiveness, just know I see it now. You were the real woman. I'm sorry. I read it twice, chest tight with release, not longing. I didn't reply. Ethan got his level. Debt, a tarnished reputation, and a $1,587 monthly reminder of his loss. I found someone who valued me, not my sacrifices. That old Honda he mocked? Still running at 127,000 miles, reliable, steady, like me. And unlike Ethan, it never doubted my worth.